with a raw lifestyle, and I'm outside because this is the only quiet place I can get at the moment. I am making this video more so of a reflection for me, just to kind of review and look back on, and a message to myself, but also a question to the public. Why do we feel like we're not good enough? Why do we feel like we don't deserve it? You know, I definitely struggle with that. I was watching an extreme weight loss video last night that I had previously recorded, and you know, there was people that saw this woman and she was excelling, and she was, you know, battling those demons, and she was fighting for her chance, and you know, she was getting applause from people and the public that were just noticing, you know, what she was accomplishing, and she just kept saying, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve it. Why do we feel like that? Is that why there's so much self-sabotage? Because we don't feel like we're good enough to succeed, to, you know, excel, to have happiness, health, vitality? I don't understand. I don't know where I keep going wrong. You know, I could say, you know, I was on a healing journey, you know, I healed PCOS, and I got pregnant, and I was breastfeeding, and I really wanted to detox and heal further, but those were my excuses, and I was in the nursing program, and then the Hashimoto's, and definitely that is a huge motivational issue with me. Is if you don't have the motivation, you have chronic fatigue, you have all these symptoms that are inhibiting your body from doing what your mind wants it to. There's definitely a roadblock there, but again, it's like I can push through so many other things, so why can't I push through this, you know? And so when I was done breastfeeding, then it was like, okay, now I need to do this detox thing, and I wanted to do an extended fast because I really feel like it's time. And I did 10 days because it was finals week, and you know, I was experiencing brain fog from the detox, and I had to have some kind of mental capacity to get through these classes. There's always something, and there's always probably gonna be something. I really just have to overcome the challenges. You know, this life, there was never a promise that it would be free from struggle or from grief or from sorrow, but it is only temporary, and I have to retrain myself, I have to reprogram myself to know that when some situations come up, I have to have the mindset to push through, because it does start from the mind and the thoughts. Thoughts can be toxic, or they could be propelling, you know. I'm actually in a communications class this semester, and the biggest thing that they said for our first quiz is eliminating filler words. So I've definitely become a lot more aware of using them, and I'm not nearly as bad as a lot of people, and a lot of my videos I don't really edit much out, so what you see is what you get. So but I'm trying to definitely improve in those areas. But again, it's, oh well, now I'm in school and I'm taking anatomy physiology number 2, and I'm taking communications, and I need my brains because I do have brain fog from the thyroid problem. It's autoimmune problem. I do have brain fog as a symptom, and it's definitely exacerbated. It's magnified when I am detoxing, because I feel like I am extremely toxic, physically, you know, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's horrible. I could say, you know, I have a lot of issues, probably thinking I don't deserve it, and that's why I keep talking about self-sabotage. I have decided to forego pharmaceuticals for a condition that really needs, I need thyroid hormone, and try the raw way, and try the healthy way, and the natural way, and I got progress. I was doing great. My numbers were, my antibodies were reducing, which was, you know, a sign that the attack was lessening, and my TSH went way down. I think it was like 53 and it went down, or it was like, yeah, I don't know, but it was like cut in half. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I think it was like 53 and it went down to like 20. I know, oh no, it's at 10. It's at 10. So it was a 53 and it went down to 10. And that's extreme improvement when I had no pharmaceuticals. I take maca whenever I think about it. Selenium has been huge for me, which I take practically every day, unless I just forget. Vitamin D, getting my levels up there. I was at 26, I'm at 29, and I definitely know I'll feel a lot more optimal at like 50, which I haven't been in, I don't even know the last time. that my levels were ideal. I don't want this to be a rambling video, but all in all, I mean, I just don't know how to work through the issues that keep bringing me back to food. I think ultimately I feel like I'm not deserving of it. I feel like, I don't know if that's because my dad, like I never had a dad, so I felt like, oh, I don't deserve a dad, so I don't have a dad. A mother that never loved me. I mean, we all have our stories. We all have issues. I left a 13-year emotionally abusive relationship, but I have 4 kids with a man, so he's around a lot, and none of the issues were resolved. So that is an ongoing battle for me, because it's still the voice in my head, in my ear, that I could do without listening to or hearing or having it affect me emotionally, physically. I mean, it's all draining. It's very, people's negative energy is so extremely toxic, and I try to get away from that and start my own life here, my own new life, and on my own. But also, there's a need for my children to have their dad, because ultimately he is a decent father, and I could use the help. I mean, 4 kids by myself, it's almost impossible, and I know I could do it, but I do need to focus on healing myself now. There's a lot of issues where I reached in the refrigerator yesterday to pull out my orange juice that I had hand juiced all the oranges from the night before, so I'd have it ready, and there's the 1 liter big bottle of Coke that's attacking me, getting in my way of getting the orange juice. It's not my soda. It's not mine. And I think I've kind of come to the place where some things don't bother me like they used to. They don't kind of set me up for a trigger, for failure, or for a desire to have that item. But I still have a long ways to go, and I've come such a long way in these years. I'm not anywhere where I want to be, but I'm sure that it's all part of the process, because every single experience I have, good, bad, I learn so much from it, and I try not to continue to make those same mistakes. However, I started eating the foods that are poisoning my body. It's like, okay, I'm all around, I feel great, but I can't get used to the light feeling. I feel like I need to be way down. I feel like I need to be grounded. I feel like I can't have my head in the clouds, so to say. So I need the comfort. You know, it's one of those addictions I haven't beat yet as an emotional eater. And I've done it with raw foods too. I've, you know, made the tacos, and I've had the higher fat. In one day it might be, you know, 20 grams, the next day it's 40, and then I'm at like 120 grams of fat for the day, and that's not ideal either. So I go to being really good, my numbers are doing great, everything's fine, and then I do the raw till 4, and I give myself a little bit of permission to have rice, or you know, corn tortilla, or some corn chips, and it's all organic, it's all non-GMO and all that. But then it doesn't take very long before I'm eating the wheat and the flour tortillas and the still mostly vegan, but yeah, sometimes going back to dairy, and that is a huge problem in my body. Like, I wake up the next morning and I can't even breathe. There's so much mucus, there's so much inflammation, there's so many side effects from these foods. So why do I eat them? They don't taste nearly as good as the raw foods to me. I think it's just a form of escape. I end up, you know, in a downward spiral that ultimately ends with me eating foods that are not my ideal, and now I'm feeling the effects from it. You know, I can't just be choosing to not take thyroid hormone that my body desperately needs if I'm not going to be 100%, 150% consistent with diet. You know, I have really good days, really good weeks, but it doesn't take much to get you off your path. And if you've constantly got this parade of negative influences and that's all that's around you, it's like, how are you supposed to succeed? People are a product of their environment. Like, how are you gonna succeed that way? And I have to find a way to silence the chatter, bring my own voice in, or my higher self, and, you know, force feed me the positive words that I need at that time to get through, because there's always going to be a challenge. You know, it's finding those ways to overcome that challenge, and it's been really difficult for me. Anybody that has to listen to crap from somebody that I don't want to badmouth anybody, but it's like, you have two people and you've known each other for 15 years and you're in a long-term relationship and everything kind of starts going like this, and you have the one person who's like, I'm done, it's ended, I deserve better. I do feel like I deserve better than that relationship. And then you have the other half that's like, you're gonna be mine forever and this is the way that I'm gonna act, like I'm with you, and I'm like, you're not with me. So that's like a huge battle in itself, not to mention all the things that remain unfixed. And I'm trying to benefit myself and be my highest, live my highest good and be my best potential. And there's so many people pulling at my legs and pulling me down. And I guess I'm just trying to ask for advice. How do I overcome all the resistance? The resistance from the people that don't want me to do good, and the resistance from the feelings of accomplishment. Like, I resist that for some reason, and it's so sad because I have so much potential. I have so much to share. I have so much going for me. I made it through nursing school, pregnant. Which almost killed me. Became sick with Hashimoto's. Almost died damn near at the end. When my levels were, I was almost comatose. It was like I overcame that. I overcame another pregnancy. I overcome being a mom of 4 kids every single day when everybody is still alive and well fed and taken care of at the end of the day. But there's so much need from me that I always feel like there's never enough time to just do for myself. And the other day was a really good wake-up call for me because it got so bad that I just left. I just up and left and drove. And it was actually an amazing experience because it gave, like, as I'm driving, I was kind of like, I had an epiphany, like, I just gave myself permission to do for me. That was like my first step, is removing myself from the situation and having time to clear my head and just think and just be with me. And I don't ever do that because there's always somebody that needs me, but if I don't leave the situation, there's always still going to be somebody that needs me regardless. I have to step away. I have to give myself that time or I'm going to just run down to death, And with the Hashimoto's, like, I'm folding a basket of laundry and halfway through my limbs can't even do it. My mind says, just get through it, just get through it, just do this one basket of laundry. With 4 kids and myself and their dad, who leaves his stuff all over my house, there's never one basket of laundry, there's way more. I can never get caught up. I can barely maintain through the day. And sometimes I have feelings like I can't anymore. I can't. And I'm a member of a few groups on Facebook on Hashimoto's, and a lot of people feel that way, but a lot of people without Hashimoto's feel that way too. Like, this life is such a struggle. Why does it have to be that way? But it doesn't have to be that way. You have to change your mindset, because every single second that you're alive, you can change that second. You know what I mean? I just have to practice the switching the mind to the positivity and less engaging in the verbal and physical conflicts that don't go anywhere anyways, and points don't get met. I mean, people don't it's always going to be a miscommunication no matter what, so why give all the effort if you get nothing out of it anyways? There's no resolution, there's no understanding, there's no common ground. There's another filler word. But I plan to just start venting through my videos. I haven't done a whole lot. I'll just sit and talk and let you guys know what's on my mind, because I'm always very self-conscious about what's coming out of my mouth. I feel like I know what I'm saying, but half the time I'll tell my son to wash the dishes, but I really meant wash the clothes. I mean, and it's very conflicting with the brain fog issues. But I'm putting out there, today is January 20th, 2015, and tomorrow, which some people say tomorrow never comes, tomorrow, Wednesday, January 21st is the first day of Juice Fast, and I don't feel like I feel like I'm completely ready, but I'm not ready for what is going to follow. I connect so much more spiritually, and I feel like that is undeserving. I don't know if it's because of Eve and eating that apple, and now we're all here to suffer. I don't know. I just want to know how to get through life with the least amount of suffering. So my camera died. I don't know where I ended off, but I just gotta stop letting other factors, other influences affect me and my path. It's it's kind of like you're driving down the road and you see something in your way, you swerve so you don't hit it, you know, you avoid the potential accident, and I just have to